Let's do it.
What is going on, everyone?
People.
We are back. It is the Pound and Slash Marvel Media Podcast.
I am Pound.
And I am Slash.
You're in this bitch.
I would like to first apologize. We did not have a show last week. That is 100% my fault. Your boy was up till... So we usually record on Saturdays. And then I was up until roughly about 9 a.m. on Saturday after work. Because I was working on the horror stuff. And decided I was going to try and get at least a little bit of a nap in before Ralph came over.
Yes, sir.
And then Ralph came over and I did not wake up.
And then the cat started the holy shit out of me. Because Persephone was like, I want you to pet me. Because she literally, first of all, started the show at me with her big ass eyes. Goddamn. And right. I was like, what the hell? And then she was trying to put her head to the screen. Like, what is this force field? I know he wants to pet me. What is this force field? I'm like, it's a window. Or it's
For
glass.
those of you that don't know, Persephone's the cat.
The cat, right.
All three of you that watch should know that, though. So,
right.
Super excited. We have a pretty decent show for you. We've got some news. We're going to talk about She-Hulk.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that trailer just came out, yeah.
And then we're going to talk about WandaVision.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Let's do it.
And I'm so happy that we're not on Moon Knight anymore. I'm just saying.
Hey, he goes about that all the way lead up to, Miss Marvel. Then Miss Marvel will drop it this is better. He goes to each episode, this is better than Moon Knight. You're like, okay, he ain't letting that go. Nope. This episode is really better than Moon Knight. Oh, damn. Anyway.
All right, so go ahead and hit us with the news, Ralphus.
The first bit of news we got, we're going to kick things off with Marvel resurrects Charlie Cox, is considering resurrecting Charlie Cox's Netflix Daredevil series for Disney Plus. So basically, they're considering trying to get a new Disney Plus, or a new season for Daredevil, which I'm excited if they are considering going that route.
Right.
So, which that's pretty cool. So, I would like to see more Netflix shows come back, but you have some gripes with it, though.
I don't have gripes,
but
just worries.
Just worries.
I have the same worry everybody else does. It's cool that they're wanting to bring Daredevil back. Mm-hmm. We just don't want them to Disney-fy it. One of the things that everyone loved about Daredevil was how surreal it was.
Like how the bloody and all
the
fights.
Like it was bloody. There were
from beginning, middle, there were death scenes in this thing.
Right,
Lots of death scenes. Actually,
we got to watch people get their heads just pretty much decapitated by car doors.
I don't know if they could. Okay, that's probably what they probably won't.
I'm just saying.
I'm all for it, but I don't think that one they're probably gonna. Completely.
I'm just saying, if they Disney-fy it, people are not going to be happy, and nobody's going to watch it if they go that route.
Or if they Moon Knight it. Oof.
A lot of people like Moon Knight.
Yeah, that's right. I forgot.
It would just be us that would be disappointed. But yeah, so.
And I was telling him at work, I was like, maybe if they don't Disney-fy it, or if it becomes a hit, because the guy who played Luke Cage said that he. Oh, shoot, the fan.
Can you turn it off for me?
Right. They're really. There we go. They're really considering doing all that, but I was saying with Luke Cage, and because the guy who played Luke Cage, he was saying he was gonna come back, and I'm like, well, maybe if this goes well.
Nah, I'll tell you what. When Disney starts flashing money at you, you go back. You will go back because first he literally was like, I'm not coming back to play Luke Cage because he was doing other movies at that time. I think his name was Coulter or something, or Steve Coulter, and I'm like, bruh, if Daredevil does good, and they don't Disney-fy or they don't F it up or anything, I guarantee you, it's gonna be solid. Oh wow, you said F it up. You didn't even cuss, Ralph. I am so proud of you.
My two fans that watch me
are your mom and one of her friends.
She says Little Nicky a lot. She also worries about you. She's like, you drink too much Mountain Dew. Correction, it's Mount Lightning now. I like Mount Lightning. Every time I see
this is all Walmart ad. We have the money for Mountain Dew, but this is all they had.
Because they know them. They like, hey, who's calling that? I made joke. Nicholas Blythe.
Right.
That's Blythe. Nah. They're not getting no more. They're done today. Anyway, the next bit of news we also have is that the Stan Lee's. At first, this threw me off. I didn't really read it all the way through because first I was like, Stan Lee got a 20-year deal. Stan Lee's dead. I don't. Unless you're gonna do something. No, that's funny. I think it's hilarious because I'm like, what's happening right now?
So what happened is Stan Lee Universe, which is a company,
right? A PAL company
that pretty much owns the likeness and whatnot of Stan Lee,
right?
Signed a 20-year deal with Marvel,
right?
Or not Marvel, with Disney.
Or Disney, right? Not just Marvel.
So that way Disney can use Stan Lee's image and likeness,
right,
and references to him, in pretty much whatever they want to do. And a lot of people, when I was reading the article initially, they thought it was going to be for future movies and stuff like that, and it's not so much that. It's going to be more for like having Stan Lee at Disney World in terms of like some sort of
right.
statue,
or monument of him,
ride named after him, or something along those lines.
Him.
Right, and he can also be mentioned in video games and stuff like that.
Heck, like I say, he can still break the fourth wall just through characters. He's like, wasn't there a guy that was supposed to be here? Like, yeah, like, you know, something like that. Like, oh yeah, there was a guy. You know, he's doing something else now, but he was always there watching us.
Right. But, so that's what the whole deal was, and it is for 20 years.
Is it 20 years? Oh, Jesus, sure, I guess. I'm kind of speechless. I don't know how it works.
To be fair, Feige's probably got the next 30 years planned out in Marvel movies.
Well, remember he said last year, beginning of last year, he said he had 100 projects ready. I'm like, 100? Damn.
You better start upping the amount of stuff that comes out, Mr. Feige.
Right. And then remember, just recently that retreat, he said then he got like 30, 40 projects or something. I said, is it 100 or 40? How many are we trying to see today? Because you know, since the whole pandemic situation, they had to push stuff back. But now that we're kind of cruising, he's like, go, go, go. We're throwing forward everything. That's why we're getting 4 or 5 different things right now between Miss Marvel, She-Hulk, and Thor and Doctor Strange and everything.
Well, that was always their plan. They basically want to do 4 movies and 4 shows a year.
Right. So we still don't know what happens after Guardians of the Galaxy 3 because that's supposed to be supposedly Fantastic Four, but it's all up in the air after the third movie.
Right. So for the rest of this year, we've got Miss Marvel, Thor, She-Hulk, and then Black Panther. Thanks to whoever subbed to the original other channel. But yeah, and then Black Panther, and that's it that we know of.
Right.
There may be one more show.
Yeah.
But I haven't heard anything.
One more? I mean,
I haven't heard anything about another show.
That'd be like November.
Well, they have.
No, I forgot that's. No, that's when is Wakanda Forever? No, that's November. It was July, but they pushed it to November. Never mind. Yeah, so that's.
So I actually think there's one more show that's supposed to happen this year because we've only gotten Moon Knight this year.
And Miss Marvel.
Well, I mean, so far.
Yeah, I don't.
Moon Knight was the first show.
You said they're trying to do 4 shows, right?
4
so
shows.
We're missing 2 more shows.
It'd just be one show. Moon Knight, Miss Marvel, She-Hulk, and then whatever that 4th show is going to be. I don't know what it is. I could look it up, but I don't care. Right. We're not close to it yet.
Right, because that's gonna be something that's gonna.
I've already the show I'm most excited for.
Miss Marvel.
No.
Oh, She-Hulk.
She-Hulk.
Right.
It's the one I've been most excited for like 2 years now.
When they first announced.
Right. So, waiting for that, and we'll talk about the trailer and some pros and cons of that here shortly. But I don't. Would it be Armor Wars? Was that the one that's going to come out this year, or I don't know.
It would have to come out like around.
It'll be November, December.
November, December, because
around October to
around
December.
Close Wakanda Forever. So what? It might be Iron. I thought it was Ironheart's show that was supposed to drop, but
I don't think Ironhearts is a show. I think Ironhearts is a movie.
Oh, you did? Okay.
But I mean, they haven't really specified much on
that. Right. They just know that she's in Wakanda forever. She's not gonna be in her suit, but she's gonna be
there.
Well, we know Riri herself, but But that'd be cool if we do get one more show. That's interesting, but Anyway, next bit of news we also have is rumored Multiverse of Madness reportedly cut post-credit scene featuring Deadpool. Basically, there was a scene that was involving Deadpool, I guess, appearing in one of the hoops. Or not one of the hoops, but like one of the loops or whatever. And I guess they kind of cut it out of production. Said it cut it too much time.
Right.
It was only, I think they said on Twitter it was only like 5 minutes. But I guess that 5 minutes was 5 minutes too much. So, how do you feel about that, bro? That Deadpool was, cut up and, not cut up, but, that.
It doesn't bother me.
Which is kind of, I wouldn't mind seeing it though. Well, they rumored a lot of things. They rumored that Loki was supposed to have been involved in it. There was rumor because they saw the unicorn on the poster, and it looked like the unicorn from that Deadpool will always have on him. But okay, let's see what else we got. Oh, there's reportedly a rumor that Thor: Love and Thunder next trailer will be released this Monday.
Really?
Mm-hmm. That's a rumor though. So, but it could possibly, which can be involving Christian Bale.
Okay, so
what's up?
What are supposed to be scheduled for this year on Disney Plus after She-Hulk? What if season 2 is supposed to be sometime this year? Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special.
Fudge! I forgot that was supposed to go on.
And
yeah.
Secret Invasion.
Really?
It's supposed to be the other show that's supposed to be probably the end of the year.
So we're just. Damn,
now, of course, things can change.
Yeah. This is very soft. I'm like, hold up, G. Like, we're going right into Secret Invasion. Okay.
Well, we knew that was coming.
I knew it was coming, but I thought maybe like at least one more year.
I mean, it's already been what 2-3 months since what's his face? Samuel L. Jackson posted pictures of him getting the beard and stuff ready. Oh, you remember those?
Right. Okay, that might be.
It doesn't take long to film a show.
That might be the next crossover. That might be the next big, Avenger-esque type deal before Kang. Wait, no, when we're supposed to be getting Ant-Man 3?
That's next year.
Yeah, okay.
Ant-Man 3, The Marvels, and then a couple unannounced.
Right, unannounced ones. Right. Okay. But what is season 2? I mean, that's gonna be a shit show.
I won't say that.
What, do you think it might get a little better?
Here's the thing. While I was not a big fan of the first season of What If, it did have at least like 3, maybe 4 episodes that I thought... Well, one episode I thought was absolutely amazing.
That was the...
and that was the Doctor Strange one. What if Doctor Strange lost his heart instead of his hands?
Right. I did like the T'Challa one. That was pretty cool.
The T'Challa one
was and that was the last time you ever really hear Chad Boseman's voice, which that's crazy.
And the last 2 episodes weren't terrible.
No.
They were watching
good, but they were there. They were just there. They were mid. They were just so you can watch. So.
But I mean, it's one of those things. The What If season 2, it'll just play it by ear. We'll see what happens when it comes out. We'll watch it. We'll talk about it.
Well, of course.
It's obviously the one I'm least excited for this year. I'm interested to see how long they're going to wait to do Loki season 2 because they've already announced Loki season 2.
Right.
So like.
How long?
Is it going to be next year? Is that going to be like a bi-yearly thing?
And so we got a random TV show that we don't even know. Well, it could be anything. It could be What If, Loki, it could be or anything, or Secret Invasion. Which I'm thinking like I really thought Secret Invasion was gonna come out like next year. I swear I didn't think this was about to come out. Like if this is the route they are going, I'm like. I thought we were going to listen to the Marvels, then do Secret Invasion.
Because Secret Invasion isn't going to be considered one of the big story arcs. Because that's why it's a Disney Plus show.
I mean, it could kind of help push the stories, though.
No, it'll push the story. It's just not gonna. It's not gonna be an Avengers level thing.
Right.
It's actually probably going to be mostly Photon and
Captain Marvel.
Not even Captain Marvel.
Just Photon.
It'll probably be Photon and Samuel L. Jackson working together. Because if you remember, he's up on the sword base in outer space, and she's probably going up there because at the end of WandaVision, she was called in by one of the Skrulls and said that somebody needed her.
Right.
Which we pretty much figured that was Samuel L. Jackson if that was a Skrull.
Right. And of course, with Spider-Man Far From Home, like remember, like Samuel Jackson was played by a Skrull anyway, and both of them were played by Skrulls, so that's pretty cool. And I think it was the same Skrulls from the first movie, that was pretty interesting there too. So that's all playing a factor. The next also bit of news we got is the X-Men possibility rumor that X-Men could be introduced as a Civil War Part 2.
I wouldn't want that to be their
that they said the rumor that's how it's just the X-Men. Like they introduced maybe
like I'm pretty sure we're getting a Civil War 2 at some point.
Yeah, at some point. At some point.
I just don't want it. I just don't want them to be introduced during Civil War. That'd be a shitty way to introduce some people.
Yeah.
Like
they don't having like their own movie. They said like this is like their first debut. Like how they are considering debuting them as a Civil War. So it'll be like an X-Men versus Avenger comic, but it'd be some Civil War Part 2 like situation. He's like,
I mean, I'd watch it, but
he's like, yo, if that's without an X-Men movie, you just gotta go ahead and just
yeah. We're just gonna make you guys fight some. We're gonna make the Young Avengers fight against the X-Men.
Which they should just all get their ass clapped. But who knows? They might be young X-Men. They might all be. I mean, we're gonna be young anyway. But
nothing young about Logan. He's never been young.
They're gonna throw Hugh Jackman back in there.
He was old back when he was fighting in World War II.
And yet somehow in X-Men 1, he still look like he's 25. Like, how? Like, he's like a billion years old, man. They're going to bring... Hey, watch us get that. They're going to say that, and then it's going to be rumored that Hugh Jackman is on set of Civil War Part 2. I said, mother...
Please don't do that to me.
Here we go. Speaking of bad situations, we have two bad ones. Well, not bad. He probably won't like it. Jason Statham and Keanu Reeves have both been considered in talks of Marvel. Of MCU projects, and that is a real situation.
Who?
Keanu Reeves and Jason Statham have both been in talks of like an MCU project.
I think we talked about that last week, or the week before.
We
I definitely brought up Keanu Reeves.
Jason Statham, that's the new one. He's now been.
Fuck them both. They're too old for this shit.
Oh come on, man! You don't want to see no Crank? It's Crank.
No, who the fuck are they gonna play? Again. Jason Statham, whatever he ends up doing is whatever he ends up doing. But I still have a hard time even guessing who the fuck Keanu can play. There's nobody in the Marvel universe that I can think of that is a badass that looks confused all the time.
It's so funny because it's like you think it's rumored, but they're like, no, they're in talks. I'm like, can this stay in talks and not go into production or something? Be like, because soon you go get Keanu Reeves and Jason Statham met on set. Here we go, boys. This is what we led up to. Pin this video. They're gonna be like, they met on set. Don't know what the fuck they're gonna meet on, but they're gonna meet on set of a Marvel movie. It's gonna be in Secret Invasion. Yep, that's what they're gonna come in as. They're gonna come in as like a young.
They would have already had to have been cast for Secret Invasion. Like I said, they've already started filming.
Yeah, they already started filming. That would have been interesting though. Like how you know, like they were filming Keanu Reeves and stuff without telling nobody. They could have kept that on hush hush mode. Well, no, actually, it's Marvel. They never keep nothing hush hush mode. Never mind. Like they said, Spider-Man was talking about how he was catching Mary Jane. He said he wished he was there, and that's why the reporter said, "I knew it was you, Andrew Garfield."
Oh, I'm sorry. Secret Invasion started filming in September.
Oh, so they're done.
As a matter of fact, they've already wrapped up filming.
Okay, so that actually might be the next thing coming out this year. They wrapped up filming. Oh, they done then. Oh, they're done. Oh, okay, yeah, that's it then. He's probably doing a little bit of editing in there, but that's it. Wow.
It says that they wrapped up filming. It says last Friday. I don't know when the fuck was this article put out. March.
Of this year. Wow.
So filming's been done for 2 months.
2 months. Okay, so that actually might be the next. That literally might be the next thing coming out then. Or
it'll probably be after What If.
After What If. Wow. Okay. Well, dang. The more you know. Speaking of crazy stuff, filming, Madam Web is set to begin filming.
No one cares. No, go ahead. Go ahead and finish.
He said, I was going to repeat it. Madam Web, no one cares. Nope, no one cares. Fuck him. Oh, God. Madam Web is beginning filming immediately. Like, right now. Immediately. According to Sony executive Tom Rothman. Which, why the fuck are you there, bro?
Tom, go to hell.
Right.
Sell Spidey's rights back to Marvel.
He's the executive. Suck. He ain't even... I mean, he's a Sony executive, I guess. So he is part of Sony. Oh, dear God. This is just... And the comments are... Some of the comments say, it's clear even after Backlash, Sony will never sell its Spider-Man IP to Disney. It won't stop making the Spider-Villain verse. It'll keep on making them until they have a hit. Oh, my God. Anybody say this is a hit? I'll say it's there. But I ain't gonna say, yo, hey dude, we need to catch that Venom 2, bro. It was a hit. Smash. It's gonna be Infinity War. Yep.
And to be fair, No Way Home was a Sony movie.
Yeah, well, like you said last time, in order for us to actually, and no way it's not gonna do that because it's not for a 5-year deal. In order for us to actually have Sony complete or Spider-Man back, we will have to
boycott Spider-Man movies from Sony.
All of them, and that was one of the things he said literally 2 weeks ago. And I was like, well.
And we'll never, nobody, no one as a group will ever be able to do it. I mean, I'm gonna keep watching them illegally because I'm an asshole.
Right. Yeah. Nobody's not gonna take time and be like, we should just boycott, because that means you have to boycott Tom Holland, and nobody's not gonna do that. Mm-hmm. That he done got so popular, like you said, he didn't sign for a 5-year contract. So, I guess shit. I don't know, man. Like, we got.
I can't wait to see him in the old school uniform in the next movie.
Yeah, that's gonna be good. The old school blue, red, and blue color up there. That's gonna be nice. I can't wait to see that too. Based off of the 1960 and the animated Spider-Man, like it's gonna be beautiful. But yeah, no, I can't. I'm probably one of the ones. I can't stop watching it. But if we keep getting Kraven the Hunter, Madam Web, El Morte, I guess we'll let them keep doing it. Hey, maybe one of them will stick. Maybe one of them will like hit. Just. So, anyway, also the bit of news we also got. We also have a new promo came out for Miss Marvel, basically showing off more of her power, like more in depth look of like how she's using her cosmic powers and whatnot.
Do you know how many people are pissed that they changed the root of her powers?
Yeah, a lot of them are a little upset about that. They even got one said really boycott Miss Marvel. That's how it's roaming around now.
It doesn't bother me at all. I'm just saying, a lot of people are mad about it, and I'm like,
yeah, that's weird. Like,
it probably actually fits better with the way they're doing things this way. Like, chill.
Right, because she's still gonna have her embiggen, powers.
Y'all should be boycotting shows like Moon Knight, who don't even put their superhero in their own TV show.
To the last 5 minutes of the fucking episode.
And you don't even get to see him actually beat the main villain.
Nope, because he actually blacks out. Which. Oh Lord! When I saw that, I ain't gonna lie. Hey, when I saw that blackout, I said no. I see what Nick's feeling. Because first I was cool with the blackout, but we get to that final blackout, I'm like, what? He's down. No, they did, and they did not just Warner Brothers me. I'm about to stab a person, bro. They did not Warner Brothers me this fucking fight scene. No, they did not. And then they left in it like it was cool like that. Hey, somebody went. This is gonna be hit. No, it wasn't.
A lot of people loved it though,
and that's fine. That's fine. It's got like a 98% on Rotten Tomatoes.
They can 98% my nuts.
Oh shit! Oh Lord! Oh boy! And it just keeps going. A new listing, Agatha Harkness has revealed the writers for Disney Plus spinoff, including WandaVision and Moon Knight's Peter Cameron. So they're getting people. I like the WandaVision, but you're getting some of the Moon Knight's executives in here. Oh my Lord, we're just
executives don't mean anything. That just means they're helping run things.
Oh, okay, cause it's like, oh Lord, they're not trying to get like writers or anything. Jesus Christ, please don't do this. Which I don't know. Maybe it might be good, man. Maybe Agatha might be.
Yeah, I don't care.
Watch this first trailer come out. It's gonna blow your fucking brain out. It's gonna be like,
I'll watch it. Obviously.
Right, it's for the podcast, but watch this first trailer. This trailer gonna be like, it's gonna be lit. She's gonna be.
Why do we need a whole show just about her? What kind of special is she supposed to be in the MCU?
Right,
because she got her ass beat.
Yeah, then she got resetted. She got buffed back to. She said, "Hello, neighbor." She went, "You're gonna be a neighbor." Hi. Like, oh shit. She revert your ass back to being, you're just the garden, or you're just the neighbor. Hi, cheerio. Oh man, oh dear. This is probably their first spinoff. Is this like their first MCU spinoff?
Echo's supposed to be their first one.
Okay.
Or Echo was the first announced,
but this is literally their first like.
No, I guess this was the first one announced.
This should be the first one because when I mentioned it last year, this should be their first spinoff, like a Sony thing going on.
Yeah,
here.
we don't need spinoffs.
Because we talked about that. We also talked about that too, that they want spinoffs of other things like, a prequel to Thanos or.
How about y'all, fund the money and get another season of the original Spider-Man cartoon on Fox 59? Give us stuff that we actually want
to see, or.
Maybe. Or, maybe start working on and getting this X-Men 95 put out. Something that we all want.
X-Men, I was about to say, what about the X-Men? Or at least get another season of the X-Men coming on. Like, what is this? Like, I don't. And people going to be like, and it's going to spread like wildfire once that first trailer. They'll be like, bruh, watch this new trailer, Agatha Harkness. It was Agatha all along. She's no longer the neighbor. Send. Oh, Lord. Oh, dear, oh, dear. Somebody said, and yet the writers on Echo, who also worked on Netflix Daredevil, won't hire the Daredevil Disney Plus show. Heck, the Disney Plus refuse writers all the time. I don't understand. Well, that's because the MCU wants to do their own thing. Why would they need to... I mean, I guess it would help you if you would get the Daredevil writers, because, but it's like one of the things like in Disney or in MCU we trust. Like, I feel like they won't shit the bread on Echo or Daredevil. So we just gotta hope for the best. Just like Agatha Harkness. What is that in her mouth?
It's a toy.
Oh, okay.
It's a chicken or a mouse. Toy mouse.
Oh, they said Sony exec Tom Rothman, he's back again, says that studios hope to get working on the MCU Spider-Man 4 with Tom Holland, Zendaya, and John Watts. That the whole group will hope for. So he's basically saying that they hope that the studio start working on the next Spider-Man for the MCU.
Well, they will.
Well, I mean, yeah, they will.
Eventually.
Like, damn, we got 54 fucking things coming out before then. We gotta go from there. And you talked about this one. The She-Hulk alleged is supposed to be less muscular during her series FFX. Oh, that's one of the... You
and I talked, but we'll talk about that
during
the trailer.
Too, that was one of the rumor things they also talked about. I think that is everything.
All right, so before we get into WandaVision, we are going to talk about the She-Hulk trailer. The She-Hulk trailer dropped last week.
Yes.
As of your guys watching this.
Yeah.
Earlier this week for us.
Right.
And here's the thing. I am still just as excited for the show. It does not look like a bad show. Here's some things that bother me. The CGI looks terrible. Yeah. For She-Hulk.
Hulk looks
Hulk looks like Hulk.
Phenomenal.
Abomination looks like Abomination.
Yeah, he looks... Everybody looks like that. It's just She-Hulk looks
She-Hulk
weird.
Looks like...
And I didn't want to say nothing because I was like, shit, it looks bad, but damn.
She-Hulk looks like a skinny Fiona.
Really a skinny Fiona?
Yeah.
It looked like it wasn't finished. And maybe it might get the
final I hope product. It's not finished. And I hope they get enough backlash that they fix it.
Yeah.
Kind of like with what happened to Sonic.
Yeah, because...
although, I'm not going to lie to you. I kind of wish they'd have kept Sonic and creepy-looking Sonic. I would have been...
that. Oh, God.
I would have enjoyed it probably even more.
Freaked me out. That was a human face.
That was a fantastic look, okay?
Meow. Like, bruh. Hey, yo. And you know what's funny? That trailer is still out there with that human-ass face. That is some... Hey, that's my sleep paralysis. That's my demon when I go to bed. That is literally my fucking demon. That's my demon. When I look at that, I see that thing. With the teeth and everything. Like, what the fuck? And why he got, the whole thing. His eyebrows supposed to be, together. They got his eyebrows, straight.
I just wish somebody looked at that and said, looks good.
Like what they did with what they did with Moon Knight and Agatha Harkness. It's like, hey, this looks great. This is great.
No,
put down the fine print.
I am excited for She-Hulk. It's supposed to be, last I heard, it's supposed to be a show that's kind of like Law and Order.
Yep. In fact, even said in the trailer, it's supposed to be like a special...
Except with more dealing with her personal life.
Right.
But there's going to be trials and things, which I'm excited for, because... Yeah. And I think she's going to be defending Abomination. I think that's why Abomination's in the movie.
Right. Well, yeah, I'm assuming that's supposed to be her first, quote-unquote, person to help. So, that's pretty cool.
And they've kind of got her being a skis, which is how she is in the comics. She's all trying to date anyone and everyone. Now, I'm also somewhat excited because we're supposedly going to possibly be getting Daredevil in this.
Even though he's going to be in that 1960 suit when we first saw him in the comics, the yellow suit, which I guess that's fine, I guess. I'm not complaining.
But, so there were moments in the trailer that cracked me the fuck up, though. So there was that scene where she's standing inside that cell, and he's like, you got to get angry.
Oh, yeah. And it's like a training montage.
The buzzsaws click on in the tail.
Yeah, they were coming.
And she's like, something tells me if I don't transform, this is going to kill me. And he's like, huh? Yeah. And then she transforms, breaks it.
And he's like, yes.
And he's like, yes.
No.
And then she grabs the door, rips the door off. He's like, no.
Oh, God. Like, you was doing great. And she got so mad, she literally opened the door. Like, you going to trap me in here. And I like how they were acknowledging her sex appeal, too. They're like, you look great. She's like, really, I do?
Well, and one of my favorite things, too, about She-Hulk, as compared to most other superheroes that transform into things, She is one of the few that actually like being in their transformed mode more than being a regular person.
Because she could go back to being a human anytime she wants, but she just loves being... Which is interesting. Compared to the Hulk, it's like a ferocious Frankenstein's monster. She actually loves being that strong, bulky person. That's cool. It's like, you would think like, maybe like she'll like balance it, but no, she's like, I want to be this all the way through. It's like, she likes lifting and throwing things at people.
And you know what She-Hulk has that Moon Knight doesn't? She-Hulk in the show.
Moon Knight. Within the first, 2 seconds we saw her. It was 5 seconds in. We saw her finally transform into her. It's like, oh, there she is.
I don't think she'll turn into She-Hulk for the first time.
No, not probably not
until the end of the first episode.
Oh, okay.
Probably around the end.
Probably midway through.
But she'll be She-Hulk most of the time after that.
Right, that's what I'm thinking. She will.
And that's what I'm here for. Right. Just like with Miss Marvel. Her show. She's going to be excited to be a superhero. And she's going to go through and be Miss Marvel. And that's what a superhero show's about. Enjoy being a hero. Don't fight with
or at least be in character.
Don't fight with your invisible friend all episode.
Or go into your asylum mode. Hi, and scene in the next episode. What? That's how we're going to end it. Okay, sure.
No, so I'm going into it with hopeful optimism. Again, they really need to fix that CGI on her though, dude.
I hope that's not the final product.
She looks so fake.
Yeah.
Like a cartoon in a fucking person's world.
It's like somebody drew the actor's face and then on her head, and it's like, there you go. I hope they kind of polish her out, make it look a little more
realistic.
That'd
be nice.
I hope so. If not, this might get real ugly because the show might be good, but the show will be good, but just her design will be kind of off if they don't really kind of take care of it. Like I said, the show's still gonna probably be phenomenal. And she's gonna, like I said, she's gonna be in character. You like the fact that she loves. I just want to see them in character. That's what I didn't get from Moon Knight. All the Marvel movies that we have seen and TV shows, they were all in their character. Every last one of them. This one, I don't know what the hell was happening.
And dude, Miss Marvel, she's going in idolizing Carol Danvers. So there's going to be a huge tie-in to the MCU.
Right.
And then She-Hulk, she's going to be defending superheroes and stuff like that.
And then you even got the Hulk right here with you too.
Huge tie-in into the MCU. Guess what Moon Knight didn't give us?
No tie-ins. I mean, they mentioned, like I said, the GRC, which was the
Global Relocation Committee
that they found in Falcon and Winter Soldier, but that was pretty much it. That was it. So no tie-ins to none of this.
I'm excited for both these shows.
Right. The fact that you got crossovers and the fact that they are in costume, goddamn. Jesus Christ.
All right.
So
we're gonna go ahead and jump into
watch the trailer.
Yeah, watch it. We're gonna jump into the main meat of our podcast, where we're gonna be discussing episodes 4, 5, and 6 of WandaVision.
Yeah.
I had this all prepped for last week, so
Oh, it's there now. There it is.
So we're gonna start with episode 4, which is called "We Interrupt This Program." And before, if you remember back, we were going. I would discuss what a commercial means in each episode and the background behind it. This episode actually does not have a commercial.
Right. No, it did not.
And that's because this episode's actually set in present day, and we see what's going on outside of the Hex. And this is where we get reintroduced into more of our traditional MCU characters that have kind of been floating around.
Which, that's crazy. Once again, a big tie-in to the MCU. Right there. Boom.
Right. Well, to be fair, WandaVision were in it. Now,
right.
So, again, I'm not going through and explaining the entire episode.
Right.
You guys should have already seen it by now.
Right.
We're just here to talk about the episodes.
Right. That's pretty much it. Yeah.
And one of the things that was great about this episode was, if you remember, this came out before Black Widow.
Right.
And this was the first time we got to see somebody come back from the blip.
Right. And this is and fun fact, this was the first thing that we have seen back at that time, because that was during the pandemic. This was because, remember, that was what somebody even marked down YouTube. This was 430 something days since
you're talking about the show, the start of the show. We had that discussion 2 weeks ago.
I know,
we're in episode 4, homie.
I'm tired, motherfucker. You got me up here doing shit right now.
But no, so this was the first time since, or at all, that we've seen somebody come back from the blip.
Right. This is the first episode with somebody coming back from the blip.
Then they completely changed the way it happened.
Right.
In Black Widow, which was annoying. But what's crazy about this is like Monica comes back.
Right. Yep. This first time.
Finds out that her mom Maria had died.
Right. Right. Because first she was like, oh, she got better. Then the doctor was like, but then she got back in remission. Then died right there on the table. Like she thought I was just asleep. Because she was asleep with it. Damn, right. That's a fucked up way to go. You were asleep and you get blinked out. Damn.
And then like she got re-involved with Sword. We end up meeting director Hayward. I think it was Hayward.
I think it was, yeah.
I'll have his name actually written down later.
Because her badge didn't work, and they looked like they didn't know who she was. I'm like, y'all didn't? I guess they wouldn't have her in database. I guess that's kind of weird, but
she runs across Wu.
Yep.
John? Not is it John Wu? John?
Right.
The guy from
Ant-Man that we saw in the second movie.
I don't remember if his name's John or not. Hold on. I have it written down somewhere. Jimmy Woo.
Jimmy Woo, right. Because he was introduced in the sequel of Ant-Man.
Right. Yeah. He's the cop, and what's cool is he actually knows the magic trick
that little trick that
he had been practicing.
Right. In fact, that was one of the post-credit scenes. He's trying to practice how to do the thing. He couldn't do it. That's funny. Then he finally got it at the end. Yeah, that's pretty cool. That's a little nod to the Ant-Man movie. That's
right.
Pretty cool.
We also see Darcy Lewis come back.
Yeah. Kate Dennings, yeah.
We find out that she was the one watching the episode at the end of the first episode.
Right.
When it goes into the credits.
She's like, how are you watching that? He's like, I just put a TV together.
But yeah, so she comes in, they bring in a bunch of people. She finds out that there's like some sort of radiation, I don't remember what it's called, CRT radiation or some shit like that. And finds out that basically Wanda's televising everything going on within the hex, as she calls it. And she realizes that, you know, the episodes are playing through decades of time, basically.
I like how it's funny how she was able to get it. Everybody else was like, does anybody got this? Because they were sending shit in that was just turning into whatever the hell Wanda wanted. And then she ends up making like a TV. She's like, yeah, I got clear screen. I can see it now. Like, okay.
And she also realizes that Wanda's editing.
Yep.
Whatever's coming through.
Yep.
And then later on, Jimmy's the one that actually tries to contact Wanda through the radio. They showed that happen.
This is probably was the most interesting episode.
It was. It was when we first started seeing crazy shit actually start to happen.
Happening. Crazy shit started to happen. Exactly.
And this is the episode that we actually find out Wanda is in full control of everything.
Yep.
Even telling Vision that they can't leave because this is their home. And I remember this being the first moment where I felt excited,
right?
Because Depraved had been right all along. Everyone was like, "No, this is what's going on." And I was like, "No, she's controlling everything." And then they reveal.
It pissed off a lot of people during that time because they were like, it was Mephisto or it was Nightmare. Somebody was controlling Wanda. Like she wasn't just doing this out of just sheer craziness or guilt or whatever the hell. And said nope.
No, she was that depressed. But yeah, so we actually get to see old girl get blasted out of the
Jesus Christ, the fact
thing and picked back up by Sword. You okay?
I think that was Persephone over there.
No, he was sneezing.
Oh, he was
behind you.
He sneezed. Oh, he was sneezing. Hello.
Yeah.
He's fine.
But yeah,
the way how she blasted him, she said, "I think it's time for you to leave." She went, "Bah!" I'm like, oh my god!
And then she fixed everything.
Oh Lord! And then you see Vision, and with his head, she's having like a PTSD moment right there. She's like having a moment, like seeing her with the Mind Stone removed. It's kind of interesting.
So, and one of the things I started doing is I was rating it based on what I would have given it the first time I watched it compared to now. This is one of those episodes. Regardless, I would have given it an 8. I gave it an 8 then. I would give it an 8 now.
I would have gave it a. Oh wow!
Chill, Sneezy.
A 6. I would give it a 6 out of 10.
Ralph's a hater, yo.
Damn. Because I told him, I said, I'm going to shit. He said, shit on it, homie. I'm not going to shit it that bad. I'm going to give my gripes to it, but I just, I'm one of the few that probably is like, what the f***? Hey, bro.
Show was better than Loki.
Gonna make me eat your cat. I'm gonna eat Gilgamesh. Let me tell you, that's some protein right there. That's a fat protein. Yeah, I'm looking at you.
I do legit like this show more than Loki, but not by much.
Right.
All right. Episode 5 was called On a Very Special Episode.
Now, this one I think did have, I'm trying to remember, had a commercial, didn't it?
It did.
Yeah.
This episode moves the show into the 80s
Right.
and pays homage to the show Family Ties.
Hey.
Now, one of the things that I thought was really cool is this episode's intro, because again, all the intros were done a little differently.
Right.
And this episode's intro shows a paintbrush being controlled by Wanda's powers.
Yep.
Painting a picture of the family, which I thought was interesting considering since she basically created this family out of nothing.
Out of nothing.
It was basically like she was creating it in the intro of the show.
Yeah, like a little family ties theme song playing behind it. I was like, like what the? She's really trying to control this whole thing. Look, really, that's crazy.
And this is also the first episode that actually starts to jump back and forth between what's going on in the show and what's going on the outside.
That was interesting. That was kind of a little bit interesting there too. See what's going on.
So this was a hard episode to watch, and I don't mean that in it was bad.
No,
it's an emotionally rough episode.
Yeah.
They start off, they get a dog.
I was so upset
that they decide to name Sparky. And this is also the episode where Vision really starts to suspect some crazy shit's going on. I mean, like, he's already had hints and stuff, and he's kind of been curious.
Right.
But this is the first one where he's like, no, there's really some shit going on here.
And then on top of that, she was doing magic in front of Agatha, and she's like, he really tried to console the Wanda, like, Wanda, we don't
do
magic.
that.
And she said, oh, it's fine. Agatha's a neighbor. I'm like, okay, so we're really losing our shit today, Wanda. Oh, you gotta calm it down, Wanda.
Now, we see Viz gets to work, and he does the thing where, because he basically creates the computer in this show.
Right.
It shows some people about how to email and stuff like that.
This gets real crazy.
And the dude starts laughing about emails and stuff, and Vision reaches up and shocks his head.
He's like, "Are my kids safe?"
He's like, "Is everybody safe? Where's my phone? I gotta call my family. Is everyone cool?" And dude just starts.
Gives me chills. I got goosebumps every time he does that because it's just like it reminds me of what Loki did to Hawkeye, like how he said, "Have you ever feel like pain just happening over and over and over?" And that's what's going on with Wanda's situation. It's like he's in a trance. He had to put him back in a trance. I was like, whoa.
Right.
What the fuck? He had to put him back in a trance.
He puts him back in the trance.
He had to, because he was losing it, sir. I mean, which rightfully so, because, it's crazy. Anyway.
And then we see one of the coolest moments in this entire show. And that's when Sword tries to fly a drone into the Hex.
Yep.
And then it goes out.
Right.
And then all of a sudden...
They didn't shoot her?
No. They were going to, but she'd already taken the drone out. And then all of a sudden, their alarms start going off, and almost everybody walks out to the Hex.
Right.
And Wanda walks through the Hex
that drone.
with the drone.
I was like, okay.
And tosses it.
She said, and next time you go something spying, she threw that bitch. She said, oh my God.
And basically she told him, leave me the fuck alone.
Yeah, she said,
I'm not out here bothering you. I'm keeping to myself. Next time you interfere, you're gonna have issues.
And then Monica tried to say something. She said, "Oh, you still lost." Oh, Monica, please stop talking before she And then this time she is gonna kill you. You are going to die right now, Monica.
And then my favorite part is when Director Hayward steps up to try and say something. Wanda just lifts her hand, and everybody's guns point to the director. And she did
what Magneto. What Magneto did when he swung the thing with his hand.
And then she was like, "Leave me alone."
Oh God, he said, "Bro, let me tell you something. There was nothing. If she had just like a snap, we would have had a whole different episode. Oh my God, because there was nothing he could have done. What he could have? He said, "Hey, bro, the guns were like this, pointed. Hello." Magneto. Hey, that was Magneto style. That was X-Men 1. The gun, save him.
After all that happens, she gets back home. The kids and her start looking for the dog. Agnes comes out of the bushes.
I was so mad.
With the dog wrapped in a blanket.
I was like, this dog.
And what's funny is I even told Ralph the next day at work, I said, Agnes killed that dog.
And I didn't want to believe it.
And he was like, nah. Of course, we get proven later that is what happened. But I was like, oh no, she killed it. Now, I still didn't think it was Agatha Harkness. I was like, there's no way because it'd be too obvious.
And that was one of my predictions that I got right because I didn't know that. I didn't want it to be Agatha. Of all the people, I didn't want it to be her.
But I was like, Agnes is definitely up to something.
Right. Because I'm like, I wish she killed that bitch. I'm like, she killed the dog. The dog had nothing to do with nothing. It was just breathing.
And then this is where the episode takes.
Yeah.
Even more so now.
Oh, drastic turn.
An interesting turn.
Yeah.
Because she tells the kids because the kids are mourning. That was their dog. They loved the dog.
Right.
They'd had scenes earlier where they were training and playing with the dog and having a great time.
Dog lasted 30 seconds, that bitch. I'm mad as hell.
And they were getting ready to age themselves again to get over the pain. And Wanda told them stop. She said, look, when people die or living things die, they need to stay dead.
I give her that quote.
And,
she can take that.
And you need to process the grief and get through it. And
too bad this bitch didn't.
Well, because the kids were asking her to bring it back to life. You could bring it back to life, and she's like, I'm not going to, though.
Well, I say she can. She could have.
This is a part of growing up. It's one of the rough things about owning pets is eventually they die. And a lot of times, let's be real, a very big amount of times, animals tend to die from crazy fucked up things that happen. Cat gets ran over by a car, a dog gets ran over by a car. Now, of course, this was another human being that did something shitty because, she's an asshole. But the kids and Wanda didn't know that yet.
Don't come out with, I'm sorry, I saw him eating poison berries. Bitch, you put poison berries? Wow, you didn't even try to, hide it. Oh, I want to strangle you.
But I remember this was one of the things we even talked about after this episode because I was even like, it's crazy how Wanda is in control and basically creating a separate existence, but then turning around and telling her kids who don't exist, they've got to get through the pain and grieve, and she can't even do that.
Right.
Instead, she's now trapped to this entire town.
Because weren't they all SWORD members?
Mm-mm.
No, they were just...
No, it was just a town.
Just a town. I thought maybe they were SWORD with witness... No, just Ralph Boner was witness protection. Okay.
Yeah,
I thought maybe they all were witness protections, they put them there, but they were just a regular town. Also, I like how they... Just go back to last episode, they were saying... Where's Westbrook? Man, there's Eastbrook.
That was the first episode.
I thought that was when Monica Rambeau came to them and said with the police. They said,
"Yeah, you're right."
Yeah, because I thought that was interesting. He said,
"No, this is Eastbrook."
He's like, "This is not Eastbrook." Anyway, I thought that was kind of a funny thing. But anyway, going back to this episode, I think the worst part for me was that dog. I don't even care. I didn't even care about the episode. I was like, "You whore, then you will die." I said, bring. I want to be like, bring the dog back. I'd rather die. Then you will die. Then I want the dog to breathe. I would have aged myself until out of existence.
So we get to the end of the episode and we get the classic comic panel of Wanda and Vision facing off, where they're both up in the air.
Oh yeah, well because she said something. Huh?
He tells her, he's like, look, I talked to somebody outside of your influence, and these people are in pain, and you need to stop.
And she said, I'm not stopping. I was like,
and they get into this huge argument.
She said...
And I was ready for a throwdown. And there was actually a point, though, where Vision comes down, and he goes over and he kneels, and he's like, look, what we're doing here, what you're doing here is not right. These people are in pain. We need to get this over. And then all of a sudden, the doorbell rings.
Right.
And he's like... And he kind of looks at her, and she's like, I did not plan this. I have no clue what's going on. She gets up, she goes to the door... Lo and behold, it's Pietro
from the X-Men.
Except it's Pietro from the X-Men.
Series. And this when everybody was blowing up like crazy because
I lost my shit
because everybody
was not expecting
that he was supposed to be in this WandaVision, but they didn't know if Evan Peters was ever. It was one of them rumor ones with Reed Richards from Doctor Strange too. They didn't know if he was going to be in there. He was someone sprinkled salt that he was going to be there, but until we actually saw him. And there you go. And he said his words
for those of you that don't know who Pietro is, that's Quicksilver.
Yeah, Quicksilver,
which is her brother,
who died from Ultron.
Yeah.
Yeah, but this I thought that was so interesting that they brought him in there. Even if it was just for whatever, I thought that was pretty cool.
Now, one of the other things that I want to talk about, there is a commercial in this one.
Yeah.
And if I remember correctly, this is actually the last commercial of the series?
No,
there's one more.
Right, because there's the next one.
At least, because there's the one in the next one as well. Yeah, there's a couple more.
And then there was the one where...
The yogurt one in the next episode.
Which I thought that was so sad.
So, that commercial in this one was for Lagos paper towels.
Right.
And Lagos is where Wanda accidentally sent Crossbones into the air, and when he exploded,
killed the hospital.
And yeah, she ended up killing a bunch of people.
In the hospital, yeah.
It's actually kind of what started the whole Sokovia Accord situation.
Right. It said, Lagos, we got a spill. Just clean up the. I'm like, oh, okay. So you're saying clean the mess up? Okay.
Well, in the commercial, it also shows that the lady's husband spills his beer.
Right.
And they clean it up. And this actually kind of runs parallel with Vision accidentally crippling Rhodes.
Right.
In terms of even he makes mistakes. His mistake was
permanently crippling him.
Rhodes can still get around because of...
Well, Stark Tech. But really, he was actually...
Yeah.
Which, damn. Anyway.
And it ends with a tagline that says, Lagos.
Right, Lagos.
For when you make a mess, you didn't mean to.
Yeah, me too. I was like, hold up, G. What? Ayo. That's... I don't know why I laugh at... Like, I'm laughing at that now. I don't know why I find that funny. Because that's actually bad. It's like, wait, bitch, what are you talking about?
Right.
You just... Boom. I'm gonna send Crossbones into a hospital. Kaboom.
All right. Shit. As far as rating the episode, first watch, I probably would have given it an 8. Looking back at it now, especially knowing what I know from Doctor Strange 2, I definitely give it a 9.
They're coming for me.
That's a TV show, dork.
I would give it a 7 for the Quicksilver, and of course, like, you know, no. I see, I'm being reasonable. I'm being reasonable, man. Damn, he gonna make me think like, hey, Ralph about to just like drop this bitch. Don't worry. Oh, a 5 will come. It'll come. It might be this one. I don't know. We'll see. Like I'm like, hey, yo, this was like the worst episode ever, guys. I was gonna keep it a buck. Continue.
No, all right. So episode 6 originally was one of my favorites. I actually dropped it in rating after rewatching it.
Oh, the Halloween
one. And this episode was called All New Halloween Spooktacular.
Right.
This episode is early 2000s inspired, paying homage to Malcolm in the Middle.
Right, which I like the whole thing they were showing how they look, yeah.
I'm going to go ahead and talk about the commercial now.
Yeah.
Because, so this commercial is for Yo Magic Yogurt. This episode's commercial is for Yo Magic Yogurt. And it actually doesn't correlate to any point in Wanda's history like everyone else does.
Yeah. This is weird. Like, I was going to ask, like, what does this have to correlate to anything?
The only thing that... and I actually had to look this one up online to see what other people were thinking because I couldn't think of anything. And it said that the only thing anybody really thought of, which means there may even be a hidden meaning that nobody knows about, is that the magic is what's keeping everything alive, or at least making it look like everything's alive. Because the kid is trying to get into the cup of yogurt, but he can't, and he ends up dying.
Right.
And it's because he couldn't get into the Yo Magic. So, since he didn't have access to the magic, he wasn't able to live, and they're saying that's how it might correlate to what's going on with Wanda.
Access to the magic so she can keep anything alive if she wanted to.
Right.
That's a good little theory. I'll take that to the bank. I'll take that. Can I get the next, whatever we get to that next one, I get the next one. I'm like, oh shit, we're in the next one right now.
So this episode actually has a lot of Malcolm in the Middle moments as far as characters talking into the camera like they're kind of being interviewed mid-episode.
Right. Uncle Pietro is a cool dad. Is a cool uncle.
Right.
Oh, okay.
Vision ends up going on to a neighborhood watch.
Right, by himself. And at first, because Wanda was like, "We always walk together" or something. Because she was. This is when he ended up.
She was like, "This is the kid's first Halloween."
Right, kid.
And he's like, "I've got a duty to do." And then she finds out later by talking to one of the other neighborhood watch guys, he actually wasn't doing a neighborhood watch for them.
That's crazy. Because really, Vision is just trying to understand all this shit. It's like Vision, if only you knew, sir.
So Wanda and Pietro end up taking the kids trick or treating.
They start talking about their stories, and she's trying to like jog it up. Like, wait, that happened?
Director Hayward kicks Monica and the crew out.
Yep.
They pretty much decide not to leave. They beat up the guards after they get outside.
Barely convinced. Whoop the shit out of them.
Beat their ass.
That bitch.
Without Darcy knowing what was going on. She was like, next time you guys have a plan like this, could you at least tell me?
I'm like, bitch, you know what, that was, to me, out of all the lazy writing, that was just a little bit lazy writing. I'm like, hold up, these are highly trained guards. How in the holy Amazing Spider-Man 2 did y'all take them out like that? Because they were trained guards. I'm like, and you see John Woo or Jimmy Woo punch one of them, I'm like, Jimmy, they could have just shot you, bro. Just like, take him out, bang, roll credits, he's gone. Hey, Woo didn't make it. He didn't make the third movie. But yeah.
Now, Vision ends up going to the outskirts of town,
which that's crazy.
And it's one of the most haunting moments of this entire series.
That's what I get. I got goosebumps again because like they are literally.
He goes around the outskirts and it's basically people frozen in place.
Oh my god!
And even people that are like hanging up decorations, they're just moving and then moving back and then moving and then moving back. And they zoom in on the lady's face and she's actually got a tear going down her cheek
because like what I said with Hawkeye.
Because she's in pain.
Like pain. It's pain. And that's what made me really not like Wanda, bro. Like, bitch, what are you... Yo, now that we're watching this actually does anger me a lot more, bro. It really does. I'm like, these people are literally... This is right. It's just like in the Matrix. Like, they're stuck. Like, what is this?
We also get to see the twins develop their powers.
Yep. Like Speedy. And
one of them becomes super fast, which he becomes... what the fuck is his superhero name?
Was it Quick?
No, because Wiccan is the magic using one. I don't remember.
Speedy.
It's not Speedy.
I thought it was Speedy.
No. But yeah, the one that uses magic is Wiccan.
Right.
I can't remember what the other.
Because remember, we're still supposed to be making this young Avenger-esque type, whatever this is that we're trying to do here. So.
Now, one of the cool things is Vision, while on the outskirts of town, runs across Agnes, who is
obviously she's just sitting there
who's obviously faking her portion of it.
Yo, actor being an actor, I love it.
And he zaps her head, and she starts pleading with him like,
"Are you here to kill me?
You got to make Wanda stop. You got to get her to quit." And then he zaps her again, and she does a U-turn, and goes back into town.
She's like, because when she zapped her, first she's like, where are you going? I don't know. I just stopped right here.
Monica talks about going back into the
because her whole Adam and Jeans are fucked up. Like
and Darcy straight up tells her, she's like, look, your atoms have been completely rewritten.
You went in twice.
She's like, you've been through the barrier twice. Well, she only went in once, but going in and then coming back out. Right, she went across the barrier twice.
She went in, then she got blasted out. So yeah, but I mean, all that just fucked up her whole genes. Like I'm like, oh, so she has a white nothing. So her atoms are gone. Period. Like her organs gone. They're no longer there.
Right. Pietro and Wanda end up having a conversation where he's trying to ask her how she did all this. He's like, I'm not stupid. He's like, I know you. This is definitely your thing. How did this happen? And she actually starts to explain it.
Right, like blow for blow.
Because she was like, honestly, I don't really know how it happened. I just remember getting really upset.
Right.
And then here we are.
Pain and boom.
As she's telling her story, though, she sees Pietro with all the bullet holes that he had from Age of Ultron.
And that was crazy. Bro, all these episodes where I had like craziness to it, bro. Like she couldn't even look away. Like she turned away from Pietro. Like whoa.
Right.
Well, she had a moment there.
Vision tries to walk through the hex to get to the other side, and this was one of the craziest moments because. As he walks through,
we're going back in.
Yep, he started having pieces fall off of him
and go back into the hex,
falling back into the hex.
He was just saying, and it's so haunting. He's like, "Help these people!" Like, oh god.
And Billy Wiccan, who goes on to become Wiccan, can sense his dad is dying and needs help.
Right.
And goes and tells Wanda.
He's like, "Mom."
Wanda ends up freezing everybody.
Blast the hell out of Quicksilver.
Blast Quicksilver, because Quicksilver cracks a joke.
He said, oh man, he made me snort. Because Quicksilver cracks. The joke is so... Why did they... All these... And this is supposed to be serious moments. The Lagos one and this one. He said, see, your something died twice. She went... I was like, oh my god. Oh no.
She's like, you just bring him back, sis. Boom.
I just want to watch that episode. Just so I can watch him get blasted. She said it's okay. It's like he never died twice. Oh my god, roll credits. Did she just kill him again?
And we end the episode with her quickly expanding the hex.
Poor Darcy. She just wanted
to. So Director Hayward gets away.
Yep.
Jimmy and Monica get away.
Right.
Darcy does not, because at this point she gets handcuffed to the Jeep because she gets spotted outside
quickly
by Hayward
very fast.
So they handcuff her to the Jeep, and it expands as it approaches her. She goes, "Oh fuck!" and then it cuts out.
Poor thing.
And basically everybody turns in. It basically all the sword becomes a traveling circus.
Yeah, traveling circus. Which that's funny there too. And I'm like, yo, because they look like a bunch of clowns. That's fucked up.
And that's how the episode ended. Now, again, originally when I first watched the episode, I would have given it a 9. I didn't drop it much. I only dropped it down to an 8.
Right.
I think a part of my problem after rewatching it is, again, knowing what I know because of Doctor Strange 2.
Yeah, Doctor Strange 2 kind of...
Well, Doctor Strange 2 has made watching the show even better to me, overall.
Yeah, it's okay. Yeah.
Because it's one of those things where I can remember how I felt after watching the show originally. Because even at the time, I was even thinking to myself, I was like, this makes so much sense because, like, she's grieving so much that, like, she's created this new world for her and her family just so she can experience happiness. But knowing, like, eventually after it all goes away, she goes basically mad trying to find her kids.
Nobody did it. Just crazy. Full-blown crazy. Like, that's crazy. I told Nick, I wish I could experience that same, like, thing with how he's feeling. Because I'm like, this bitch crazy. Hey, yo, we need to get, like, somebody, like, I don't know, Jesus, like, cause what the fuck? Like, hey, yo, she just said, fuck all you guys. I'm taking over everybody. You blast Pietro, motherfucker.
Right.
Bam! Like, and the way she blasted him off camera. He literally went to the off camera, like, Pietro, you ain't coming back. Are you back? Hello? Oh, okay. He's gone. I thought maybe he wasn't coming back anymore after that. I really believe that was it. At that time, when I saw it,
we all know Mr. Boner comes back.
Yeah, we did. But at first, I was like, "Oh, he's gone." Damn, we only had it for like one episode.
It's like he got blasted into a haystack. He's dead.
Because that, you know what? I ain't gonna lie. That's something I would have jumped to.
Ralph wants everyone to die. But Ralph is the
harbinger. That's what started.
Ralph is the harbinger of death in the MCU. Does anybody die? Nope, don't care.
Because that's what started it, literally. The way that's what started right there, him blasting.
It's actually surprising he doesn't like Falcon and Winter Soldier more.
Right.
At least people die in that one.
Right. This one was just a simple A. I wish that was it was literally my distraction. When I first saw it, I think I even texted, hey, Quicksilver dead, bro. Hey, yo. And first of all, did he just do a Ralph moment? You don't ask. It's not like he can die twice. Like, what? Because he's already not real. Oh, shit, I'm sorry. I gave it a 6. I gave it a 6. Look, I gave it a 6. I'm not hating, guys.
Oh, no, he's definitely hating.
Nope, I told no, don't worry. There's gonna at least be one.
This show won awards for a reason. And nothing else got even offered awards.
Yeah, and that bitch, like, it won what, like 3 awards? Didn't it win 3 Grammys?
Something like that.
Yeah. And no, I give it. The acting was cool. The story now, and it's not even just with Doctor Strange. Now that rewatching it, or even just watching it, like I watched it like 3 times, but it's just like, this bitch is crazy. I'm like, lady,
that's what makes it good.
Lady, you can't be just taking over people.
This is one of those shows. Okay, so what's funny to me is I had watched it a couple times already. Because
hey, so I just watch it when I'm bored.
Me and Kat were watching it obviously when the shows were airing. We would talk about it at work, and then I would usually watch whatever the new episode was again sometime during the week, just to
refresh the memory,
just to see if there was anything else I could spot that may have revealed something.
Right.
Because again, this was the show that convinced me to ask Ralph if he wanted to do this podcast, because I was like, my predictions were pretty much spot on, minus the Agatha situation.
Right.
And I was loving it, and I was like, dude, I would love to do a podcast based on this shit.
And the rest was history, because that's literally what started in a fucking cold.
Yep.
Fuck.
But no, so, super excited to get into this. And then, so yeah, I'd watched it that second time.
Right.
And then I watched it again for a third time with my kids.
Right.
Because we're trying to catch up on the MCU with them. And it was one of those shows where when we first started watching it, I was actually bummed that my son got tired enough to want to go to bed. I was like, I want to keep watching it. I fucking love this show. Like, right. I was really,
He loved this show a lot. And as I said, I'm happy for you that you like it. I guess that's how I feel with Guardians of the Galaxy 1. And now he doesn't feel Guardians of the Galaxy 1. Like, I'm happy that he likes the show. I just... Damn. I cannot get the fact this bitch took over a whole goddamn town. And I gave no fucks at all. Like, yeah.
I would have done the same thing. I'm not going to lie.
And that's what they me and talked about. He said, "You want to talk?" No, bitch. What?
If somebody I loved deeply died, and I had the chance, even if it meant making others suffer, to be with them,
like holy shit, you making them suffer. And don't worry, when we get to the next later episodes, don't worry. And he didn't believe me, like, because Wicked has a moment in one of these episodes. He has a moment where she was going to destroy that whole town because they were coming to her like, "Where's my children?" She was about to just explode, killing all of them, like, because she just didn't. She was one of the ones, like, hey, this is like Nick with a migraine. Like, I don't got time. I don't have the time. She's like, I don't care.
If I had a Death Note, so many people.
But when we get to it's gonna be interesting. It's the fight.
We've only got 3 more episodes to talk about. Mm-hmm. That'll come next week.
Yep.
Hopefully next week.
Yep.
Man, and then we get to draw.
Yeah, this time
from the box.
I think it's you this time.
No, I think it's you. I think I drew WandaVision, if I remember correctly, didn't I?
Well, I have to go back and rewatch. Shit.
I don't remember.
But I thought it was you this
time.
One
of us draw.
Right. Yeah, one of us.
No, it's you. I was the one that drew WandaVision because I remember being excited because like, ooh, we get to finish the thing. We get to be fully caught up with everything since in Phase 4.
Yeah, Phase 4. We are fully caught up now. So so I guess it will be me because I think I drew the Fantastic Four.
You drew the one before it.
Yeah, before it.
So yeah, he'll be drawing next week. We'll be tearing WandaVision as a show, and then we'll be moving on from there.
Yep.
Miss Marvel's coming soon.
Yeah.
And Thor.
Would you want a series or what? I know it doesn't really matter.
I don't care what we get.
Right. Okay.
We got to watch all that at some point.
Oh yeah, 'cause my man took like fucking his whole life savings just to get all the TV shows.
It didn't take it. No, it wasn't life savings.
It literally took.
It literally took zero money to do that. Okay.
Day 4050. I have started with the TV shows as I'm making my 5th shank.
Damn, and it actually only took about 6 total hours.
Because he showed me all the shit. Like I was like, oh my god! Like how many TV shows are out here, man? And how many movies, Lord? Right. Jesus.
As a matter of fact, there's only one show we've missed since we started doing this.
Oh, it was the Monkey?
It was Hit Monkey.
Hit Monkey. Because I remember mentioning it, but I think we never just got around to watching it.
I had forgot that it dropped, and I didn't care.
I think I remember talking about for like a brief second that it was coming out.
We were already in the middle of something, and I was like, it's not even in the MCU. I don't care.
Right. I think it was like X-Men Evolution when the Hit Monkey was out. So, yeah, at that time.
But yeah, so next week we wrap up WandaVision, and we move on to whatever's next. I hope it's something cool.
It's going to be...
Actually, I hope it's something terrible, so we can just get something terrible out of the way. Or, honestly, the first season of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. would be dope.
I wouldn't mind that. I wouldn't... And I always keep telling every time I get on here, I would like for me to pull New Mutants. Because that's the one thing he is not seeing, which, like I said, the story was okay, but that horror aspect was there. And I know that's something that he might enjoy. That was one thing I wanted to pick was New Mutants, because that was the last thing they got before Fox kind of slam dunk it over to the MCU.
Right.
That's when them leaks came out. Yep. So.
All right, guys.
That's it, man.
So that's it for this week. Thanks to everybody that hung out with us for the hour. Or so.
All 6 of you.
All 4 to 8 of you, depending on who you are.
Yeah, because you're awesome people. We love
Will,
you guys.
I miss you. I hope to see you soon, homie.
Yeah.
And man, I love you guys. We love you guys.
We love you guys.
We will see you all next time.
Thanks for your support.
Excelsior.
Yeah, she also be great. Yeah.